But in today's video, I'm counting down my top 10 picks for the best back-to-school sneakers that you can buy in-store right now. Number 10, the Adidas Campus Double Zeros. Based off the classic Adidas is the ovals around the trefoil logo on the tongue. Kind of looks like a old-school skateboarding magazine logo. I just dig it. But getting to fit, this shoe does fit pretty much true to size, and it's relatively wide footer friendly, which is not true of some of the other shoes on this list. If you're looking for the perfect 2000s inspired skateboarding shoe, Campus 80s, and inspired by 2000s skateboarding shoes, the Campus Double Zeros is the chunky sneaker to get. It's just a simple, clean, chunky shoe, and if that's the vibe that you're going for, it's hard not to recommend the Adidas Campus Double Zeros. Plus, they're not that expensive at 110 bucks, which yes, is more than a pair of Vans, but I do think overall the shoe is slightly higher quality. The upper of the shoe usually comes in suede. I've had a couple different colorways of this shoe, and I think this green colorway is my favorite, and this is one that I've stuck with. You've also got the Adidas 3 stripes, in most cases in leather, and then of course in this colorway you've got this off-white colored midsole and this gum outsole, and this modernized take on a 2000 skateboarding shoe looks incredible, and it's super comfortable to wear. As you probably noticed, the upper of this shoe is crazy well padded, super soft and plush, and the midsole, while not anything special, it's just your standard rubber cup sole, it does feel good underfoot. Number 9, the Adidas AE1s. I mean, modern basketball sneakers just fit tight, so if you're grabbing a pair of modern basketball sneakers to wear casually, usually I'd suggest going up half size. Although the cushioning setup is a little bit different, so I'm interested to try those on. If you're looking for a great, inexpensive shoe to play basketball in this year, the AE1 Low is definitely the way to go. It comes in at a retail price of That being said, Anthony Edwards' first signature sneaker with Adidas is absolutely a winner. This shoe is incredible, it looks great, and it's great on court. And sure, right now, there's a really solid amount of decent basketball sneakers out there, so you're not really hurting for choice, but my favorite is the AE1 Low, not only because of the price point, but because it performs great on court, and that's one of the reasons why I think this shoe is so popular, because it's kind of got that Yeezy aesthetic without being a pair of Yeezys. Plus, Anthony Edwards is just a basketball beast. I mean, this shoe is so unique, and it's kind of got that Yeezy vibe to it, so even though Adidas isn't really messing with Yeezy anymore, they're still kind of creating some shoes that look like Yeezys a little bit. And if you are grabbing a pair of these for yourself, I would recommend maybe going true to size if you're playing basketball in them, maybe go up half a size if you want a bit more space. Number 8, the Nike Air Force 1 Low. The most popular colorway, obviously, is the triple white colorway, which is one of those shoes that's just perfect for summer that you can also wear all year round. As great of a sneaker as this is, unfortunately, over the last 2 years, the price has raised from just $90 to $115. When it comes to fit, the Air Force 1 Lows do fit pretty much true to size like most other Nike sneakers, and I think if you're grabbing a pair of these shoes, you should go true to size unless you like going a different size in your Air Force 1 Lows. The AF1s have a simple and clean makeup. In most cases, they just come in one color like white or black. Most people probably watching this video own a pair of Air Force 1s or have owned a pair of Air Force 1s. And while yes, I definitely think the shoe is still worth it at $115, it does suck that the shoe that Number 7, the Adidas Samba. Over the decades though, the Samba has transitioned from a football shoe into one of the most popular lifestyle shoes of all time. It's simple, it's clean, and in 2024, it's one of the most popular sneakers available on sale. When it comes to sizing though, the Samba is a little bit complicated. For most people who have regular width feet or narrow feet, you can get away wearing this shoe true to size. In addition to its classic styling, one of the biggest selling points of the Adidas Samba is of course the price point. The fact that this shoe only retails for $100. And sure, it might not be the most tech-filled sneaker or even the most comfortable shoe, but it looks good. However, if you have slightly wider feet, this shoe can feel a little bit tight, especially around the midfoot area. The midsole outsole is a little bit different though. It tapers a little bit more dramatically towards the toe of the shoe. This shoe visually is very similar to the Samba. It has the same Adidas 3 stripes branding. The mudguard is the same shape. In addition to that though, there are now tons of different styles and colorways of the Samba, so no matter what you're looking for in this silhouette, you can pretty much find it. And some people say that this shoe is slightly higher quality than the Sambas. The handballs primarily come in suede uppers and feature a lot of different color options, so if you're looking for a brightly colored shoe, not a bad way to go. And you can pretty much grab this shoe in the same colorways as the Sambas. Another incredibly popular option is the Adidas Gazelle. However, the price point of this shoe is a bit higher at $110. But the nice thing about the Gazelle is that there's so many different color options available, and there's tons of collaborations, so you can pretty much find any style of the shoe that you would want. Like the handballs, the Gazelles are a wider shoe than the Sambas, and in most cases they do come in a suede upper. Back in 1972, even though there had been earlier versions of the shoe, not specifically called the Samba. And as you probably know, that version of the Samba was originally an indoor soccer shoe. And most of them are pretty much the same price as the Sambas, coming in at $100. So number 6, the Nike Dunk Low. It was originally created as a basketball sneaker, but in the years following the release, it became a skateboarding classic. They first released back in 1985 alongside the Air Jordan 1, which yes, at the time did eclipse this sneaker, but ever since then, this shoe has been a pretty popular shoe. In fact, the shoe became so popular with skateboarding, they created an SB or a skateboarding version of the shoe, which is one of the most popular sneakers of all time, specifically for the wild collaborations that take place on the shoe. All for retail. In fact, a lot of colorways are on sale right now at the Nike outlet for like $100. Construction-wise, the Nike Dunk Low is a pretty simple shoe. And every couple years, the Nike Dunk Low becomes incredibly popular again, to a point where you just can't find pairs in stores. Usually a leather upper accented by some sort of suede or leather overlay. Regardless, if you want to grab a pair of these, unfortunately the price did go up recently. They now retail for $115 instead of $100. And then you've got this pretty basic feeling rubber midsole and outsole. Let's be real, the Nike Dunk Low is a very simple shoe. It's not the most comfortable shoe on the list, but you really can't go wrong with it. Number 5, the New Balance 96. Unlike many of the shoes in today's video, this shoe was not designed for any specific purpose when it first released. It wasn't a running sneaker, it wasn't a basketball sneaker. This shoe is and always has been a lifestyle sneaker. You've got these really nice feeling suede overlays that create this really interesting paneling that's definitely inspired from the 990 line, especially in this Castle Rock gray colorway. But even with those shoes as inspirations, it still takes some creative liberties and some modern styling and creates a shoe that is it's one of the most popular pairs of New Balances right now, and that's because not only does it look good, but it's also very comfortable on feet. The upper of the shoe is very well padded, and the materials used on the upper are also surprisingly high quality. You've got these padded mesh areas on the toe and around the toe. Moving down on the shoe, you've got this very unique looking midsole, which not only gives you a couple inches, so if you're looking for a shoe to make you a bit taller, this is a good way to go, but it also features absorb cushioning, which is very soft underfoot. And I don't know what it is about this sneaker, but for some reason everyone's wearing this shoe. Like, you go to the mall or you go around the city and it looks good, it fits true to size, and it's $150. So it's not the most expensive shoe on the list, but it's also not the cheapest. It's right in the middle. And on fourth, the Nike Zoom Vomero 5. This sneaker first dropped in the mid-2000s as purely a running sneaker. And I mean, there's definitely good reason for that. First of all, the shoe looks amazing, at least in my opinion. But in 2019, a collaborator brought this shoe out of the Nike archive, and since then it's been one of the most popular silhouettes that Nike makes. And it's incredibly comfortable on foot. And a lot of people have told me that this is the most comfortable pair of sneakers that they own, and I tend to agree with them. And this ribbing on the midfoot, which I guess is more of a midfoot cage, really does a good job of containing your feet. The midsole of this shoe is made up of pretty soft Cushlon foam. Not only that, you've also got Nike Zoom in the midsole, which gives you a little bit extra bounce. But it's definitely one of those shoes that you can throw on with any fit, whether it's long pants, short pants, sweatpants, it doesn't matter. This shoe looks good, and while initially this shoe was selling out in every colorway, nowadays you can walk into your local Foot Locker, Finish Line, or wherever you'd like to go and find tons of colorways available, probably on sale. If you're into that mid-2000s retro running vibe and you want a pair of sneakers specifically from Nike, this is the only way to go. If you do decide to grab a pair of these, grab them true to size and you should be just fine. The fact that you can find these on sale for like around $120, number 3, the Air Jordan 4. But I still wanted to highlight this sneaker because I genuinely think it's one of the best sneakers that you can buy right now, and pairs are finally sitting at stores. Actually, I'm giving away this exact pair to one of you guys early before it even releases, and all you guys need to do to enter this giveaway is to follow me on Instagram, which is linked in the description below. And the other step is collecting my latest core badge, which you can do by clicking the link in the description on my Instagram page. Specifically colorways like this, the oxidized green 4s, which I think are incredible, and I'm really surprised that this shoe is sitting. And of course, being one of Jordan Brand's premier models, they have multiple colorways dropping this year, like this colorway dropping mid-August, the White Thunder 4s. This shoe will definitely be an incredibly popular sneaker, and in my opinion, will probably sell out. But seriously, the Air Jordan 4 is an incredible sneaker. It's one of the most iconic basketball sneakers of all time, and even if you're too young to remember watching Michael Jordan play, unfortunately I am old enough to have watched Michael Jordan play, so I do have some nostalgia towards most of his sneakers. And I mean, these aren't the only Air Jordan 4 colorways that have dropped or will drop this year. There are so many good colorways that have dropped, like the Military Blue 4s or the Bread 4s. We've got Ama Maniere 4s coming later this year, Fear 4s. But the Jordan 4 is a perfect sneakerhead sneaker. You can rock it with shorts, you can rock it with long pants. It is kind of expensive with a retail price of $215, but it is one of the more hyped up shoes on this list. So many good colorways are dropping on this shoe. Number 2, the Asics Gel 1130. Everything's going up in price. The 1130 is still under $100. This stability focused running sneaker first released back in 2008 and was inspired by the Gel Kayano 14, which by the way is probably my favorite pair of Asics. The shoe features a pretty breathable wide mesh upper accented by thin overlays inspired by 2000s running sneakers. Again, specifically the Gel Kayano 14s. But what's great about the Asics Gel 1130 is that you're getting a shoe that's almost as good as the Gel Kayano 14s, but you're getting it for significantly cheaper. When I first bought this shoe, I had to double check that I was paying the right price. This shoe only cost $95, which is wild when we're living in a world where Air Force Ones are now $115, Nike Dunks are now $115, Vans are $70, and the midsole comes with some Asics gel technology. Obviously not as much as a more expensive sneaker, but still enough to feel comfortable underfoot. Or of course the Asics Gel Kayano 14, which the 1130s is based off of, although it's a bit more expensive. Fit-wise, the Gel 1130 is true to size, and in my opinion is the best value on this list. Some other excellent options from Asics if you can't find a pair of 1130s, because honestly they are kind of hard to find in store. Plus there's a bunch of pretty hyped up Gel NYC collaborations, so if you're looking for a collab pair, that's probably the silhouette to go with. However, in my opinion it is slightly more comfortable, and the newer Asics Gel NYC, which is also more expensive, but it is slightly more comfortable, and it has this really cool modern styling. Plus, 1. The New Balance 1906R. The New Balance 1906R is a modernization of the original 1906, which actually was named after the year that New Balance was founded, 1906. But the reason the 1906R is at the top of the list is not only because it's comfortable, which it is, and it looks good, which in my opinion it does, but it also perfectly embodies this 2000s running sneaker trend. Last year, when New Balance essentially re-released the 1906, they added R to the end of the name to show that it's a modernized version of the original shoe. But even though the 1906R is an updated version of the 1906, and even though this is a trend that might fade away over the next couple of years, the New Balance 1906R will still be an excellent sneaker. The upper of the 1906R is not only really well padded, especially around the heel area, but the front half of the shoe comes in this really breathable mesh. Overlaid on top of that, you've got some 2000s inspired thin paneling, which in most cases comes in metallics. Very cool detail, and it gives the shoe an absolutely unique look. And when it comes to pricing, this shoe comes in at just $155 or $154.99 if you go to New Balance's website. The New Balance 1906R has become a staple in my collection, and whether you grab a collaboration like this one, the Aimé Leon Dore collaboration, or a more widely available GR colorway, it's definitely a shoe worth picking up. Not only is the upper soft and cushioned and breathable, but you pair that with this Absorb SBS cushioning in the heel. It's really easy to rock with pretty much any fit. It's incredibly comfortable, and it fits true to size. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.